Hi, fourth grade. It's Valerie from the Putnam County District Library. Today we are talking about two different authors. One is Judy Bloom. Judy Bloom was born in New Jersey in 1938. She began her career in the 60s when she wrote her first book, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And here is that book. And here's what she looked like back then. This book, it says, Margaret is almost 12 and she likes her long-haired tuna fish and the smell of rain and things that are pink. She just moved from New York City to Farbrook, New Jersey, and is anxious to fit in with her new friends, Nancy, Gretchen, and Janie. When they form a secret club to talk about private subjects like boys, bras, and getting all kinds of fun things, Margaret was happy to belong, but none of them can believe that Margaret doesn't have a religion, and that brings up a whole new ball game for Margaret. So this is Margaret. Are You There, God? It's Me. And this was Judy Bloom's very first book that she ever wrote. Then she went on to books like Blubber and another one called Forever. She wrote the Super Fudge books. Everybody loves all of those. Here's one of the originals of Super Fudge. And she has many others. We're going to talk about those in just a minute after I talk about her. She was born in New Jersey, and she's the second child of Esther, who was a homemaker, and Rudolph, who was a dentist. Bloom was given the chance to expand her creative energies through activities including playing the piano and dance lessons. She especially enjoyed reading and constantly made up stories in her head. She attended high school and then college, and after she had her two children, then she started to write more exclusively for kids, starting with Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Eventually, she got kind of bored with her life, and she and her husband divorced, and she met a physician, and she got remarried, and she became more of a housewife yet again, and she actually wrote a couple of adult novels before she dived back into children's books. Several of her books were actually banned from bookshelves because they talk about all kinds of different things. And back in that time, they just became banned books. I mean, there are a lot of books that are banned. Harry Potter books were banned as well. So anyway, let's talk about some of the books that she has. So this one is It's Not the End of the World. Carrot can't tell Mrs. Singer why she has to take her Viking diorama out of the 6th grade showcase. She's like to shout to keep my parents from getting divorced, but there's no way she can say it. The whole class is looking at her anyway. Karen's world is ending. Her father's moved out, her mother's glad, her older brother has locked himself in his room, and her little sister's a mess, and Karen can't bring herself to talk about any of it with anyone, not even her best friend. So there are lots of Judy Bloom books here. This one's Iggy's House. Last year I replaced all of the Judy Bloom books, Going, Going, Gone, with Payne the Great One. Again, here are the Fudge books. One of my favorites for some of the youngers is Freckle Juice. More than anything in the world, Andrew Marcus wants freckles. His classmates Nicky has freckles. They cover his face, his ears, and his whole back, his neck, but Andrew asks Nicky where he got them. Nicky just says he was born with them. Some help he is. That's when Sharon offers Andrew her secret freckle juice recipe. For 50 cents, she promises Andrew can look like Nicky. His freckleless days are over. He rushes home to whip up the concoction. Grape juice, vinegar, mustard, freckle juice. So again, we have Fudge Grandma, Jumbo Fudge. This one's Deanie. Again, we got another copy of Blubber. Another copy of Are You There, Margaret? So I'll be sending all of those over to you all, and you guys can take a look at them and see if any of them come interesting to you. Our second author is Andrew Clements. I was born in New Jersey until the 6th grade, and then I moved to Illinois. My parents were avid readers, and they gave us the love of books and reading to me and all my brothers and my sisters. I'm certain there's a link between reading good books and becoming a great writer. During my senior year, my English teacher handed back my poem I'd written. Two things were amazed about that paper. First, I'd gotten an A, which was a very rare occasion. And she'd also written in large, scrawly red writing, "Andrew, this poem is so funny, this should be published." I got married my first year of teaching, and then I was fired a couple of times. They called it reduction in force, and I was rehired both times. I wanted to be a singer-songwriter, and after I did singer-songwriting, I got my first job publishing books. In 1990, I began to write a story about a boy who grows up in a new world, and that book turned into the book Friddle. These days, I spend a lot of my time sitting in a small shed about 70 feet from my back door at our home in Massachusetts. There's a wood stove there for cold winters and an air conditioner in the hot summers. There's a desk and a chair, and I carry my laptop everywhere I go. But there's no TV, no phone, no doorbell, no email. And the wood stove and the pine board walls make the place smell just like a cabin in Maine that I spent my earliest years. So she's very well known for her books. Or he's very known for his books. Okay, so room 1. This is room 1, a mystery or two. It's a particular Tuesday morning in May, and a mystery that has had Ted's full attention was on his face, the one he'd seen at Anderson's house. By morning recess, Ted had worked out 3 possible explanations for the face in the window. By lunchtime, his list had grown to 7 different solutions. But by 2:30, he had tossed up 3, including that he might have seen a ghost. Let's see, Andrew Clements is also known for the Keeper School series. Ben and Jill are determined to stop their school from total demolition, and Lyman is determined to stop something else from them. So there's lots of mysteries going into the Keeper School books. Another one of his books is called No Talking. Before Lindsay or any of her friends could say something back, Dave said, "And there's a way to prove that. Girls talk way more than boys, unless you're afraid of competition. You and your noisy friends." "Afraid?" Lindsay said, looking around at the girls. "We're not afraid of anything. Okay, here's the deal. A whole day of no talking at school. Not in class, not in the halls, not on the playground, nowhere. No talking at all. And it's a contest, boys against girls. Whichever sides talk less wins." We've got Lost and Found, The Losers Club, and The Last Holiday. And the last one we're going to talk about is Jake Drake Bully Buster. Link was only 8 years old, just like me, but I could tell right away from the start that Link had a big plan. He wanted to be the MVP on the Bully All-Star team. He wanted to make it into the Bullies Hall of Fame, and me, Jake Drake, I was his new project. So I'm going to send all of these over, and you 4th graders can take a look at these and see which ones are of most interest to you guys, and then we can get them checked out to you. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you next time.